Hi everyone! So welcome to our channel, Pins Across the World. I'm Fiona.
I'm Alistair.
And we have some very exciting news. So for anyone who has already watched some of our videos, they're mainly currently based around Disney. So
We're going back to Disney in February.
In 199 days as of the day that we're filming. So we're in the 100s. It's very exciting. We are! It's 199. Okay. Officially 100.
Yep. So we thought in this one, we'd go about how we booked it, being from the UK, and also one of our little mistakes we made and how we managed to...
rectify it?
Kind of. And that we got a better deal than if we just modified it.
Yeah. So we seem to make different mistakes every year that we booked it. So last year we booked the 3 weeks, but we kind of delayed booking. So we were talking about it, weren't we? And we were like, oh, shall we, shan't we, what we're going to do? And then when we did book it, which was probably only about, 2 weeks, I think, after the deal came up.
Yeah.
It went up by like £300-400. So we missed out because we were like indecisive, really, because we knew we were going to go. And we should
Still a great deal, we should add in, but
amazing
it ended up
deal.
Costing us £300 or £400 more than what it would have cost if we just booked it when we first looked at it.
So this year,
we got
trying to avoid that mistake.
So we got in there first, but we weren't 100% sure of what dates we were going to be
available.
So we went for 2 weeks when we were probably going to be off. And we got, as soon as it came out, 2 weeks at Colorado Springs with free Disney dining plan, $200 gift card, and a bunch of other stuff. I can't remember. Yeah. Discounts from Disney Store, all the other things to do, Memory Maker, and the 14-day park tickets for the price of 7.
So anyone that's kind of new to us and our channel and everything, we work on cruise ships. So we get like 2 months at a time off, generally speaking. But at the time when this deal came up, which we're going to go through in a minute, Alistair had just got a new back-to-back who he was rotating with. I didn't really know my schedule, so it was total guesswork, which was the problem because we weren't 100% sure on dates. But we figured if we just booked it, we could then ring Disney and maybe try and modify it. But we'll go through that shortly. So the last 2 times before this was, this is our 3rd time now where we've booked it together. We've done it through the Walt Disney World travel company. It's got the direct way of booking directly with Disney, and the last 2 times I think we included flights.
Yes.
The
first time we didn't. The second time we did last year we had the flights included as well.
This year, however, we haven't, which we'll explain as well. So basically, this deal's been around for quite some time now. I would say probably going on 10 years. Not that it's guaranteed to come out every single year. At the minute, it is still up, but as Alistair kind of mentioned, when we booked it, we got $200 Disney dollars included. So when we get over to Florida, we'll have £200 in Disney money to spend on property, whether it's shopping, food. Last year, we went on some boats around the Seven Seas Lagoon, so check out our vacation from earlier this year. We'll put the links down below so you can have a look, and that's how we use that money. So there's lots of different ways that you can, but the deal is still currently up, which includes the Disney dining plan and the $100 I think it is a pack now. So you still get that, so check it out. Again, we can pop the link in below.
Yeah, we can put the link
so you can check out how we booked it and follow that. Like we said, though, when we booked it, the deal got $200 Disney dollars, and we've kind of explained that now. So
we were talking about doing 3 weeks again, whether we were going to do the 3 weeks all at Disney, or we thought about doing either the cruise beforehand, so we'd fly out earlier, spend the night at the airport, and then go to the cruise. But that wasn't really going to be available, and it wasn't particularly cost effective, shall we say,
dates
to do
and everything.
That
it just wasn't working, was it?
The other option we had was to go to Universal for a week at the end, but that was going to stay in the Universal hotels was not really going to be worth it. The cheapest ones were maybe £600 or £700 for the week, not including the tickets, and the only benefit of staying there would be the equivalent of extra magic hours that you can get into the Universal Park. So you can go in the parks for an hour or two before they open or after they open. But in February, they're not going to be that busy. And when we went last time in February...
So not this year, last year we went.
Both parks within a day. So
comfortably as well. Like, I think by 5-6 o'clock, the park hadn't closed and we were like, we've done everything that we wanted to do.
So we figured that's not probably what the best option for us. So we looked at staying on International Drive, and we could get hotels there for the week for £200, I think it was, for
it was quite varying, wasn't it?
Varying,
like,
but
from
some
200 to 500, I think.
For 200, shall we say? One of the Hiltons was 500, but
yeah,
there were other ones that were just as good as the Disney ones, just not Disney, obviously, for 200. But then we had to factor in food costs and everything else, and then...
Like, we sat last night for, I bet, like 2 hours working out different costs. Like, so if we went to International Drive and we stayed there, like Alistair just said, we'd have the cost of food. Then we would probably hire a car. So then we would have the car and then parking. Then we were like, we could have upped the tickets that we had. Yeah. So the booking that we originally made, as we said, was for 40 nights at Coronado. So we probably could have rang Disney and said, can we change it to 21-day passes? And that's the standard cost. So it would have just gone up by that amount. So we then still could have gone to the parks, but that would have then been transport from said hotel to the park.
Or if we had the hotel.
Yeah.
Not the hotel, sorry, parking
Disney.
At the parks.
So there was like loads of things like that. And then it was like, well, then if we don't do that, what are we going to do? So we started doing different things. So then we decided that we would just ring Disney and see what the cost would be if we extended the stay at Coronado to 3 weeks. That wasn't an option, apparently.
Apparently Coronado is either busy for some convention or the room type we have was not available. So we were trying to work it out and it wasn't coming up with the room type for the 3 weeks.
And you needed a certain room type to get the dining plan.
Yeah.
So I don't know when that's changed. It seems to be the same at Port Orleans at the minute as well. Not at the French Quarter. French Quarter is firmly in that bracket of getting the quick service dining plan. But on the Riverside, it was a garden view room that you needed to be able to get that. And that seems to now be a case at Coronado as well. So that wasn't available. So then we tried asking if we could have just booked on an extra week, and that was when the cast member on the phone said you would probably be better off looking at booking a separate booking.
Because the problem is that your dining plan is linked to your resort reservation. So what would happen is,
and your magic
band,
band,
could book the second week as the same booking, we wouldn't get the dining plan carried over onto that week.
So then we asked if we could move the entire booking to another resort if it was available for the 3 weeks. And she gave us a cost for that. And then we said thank you very much because we'd gotten it all written down and we were going to look at International Drive and whatnot. Then we did our own search online to see what 3 weeks would be, and the cost was the same price that she was giving us. So we think that the cost that we paid originally for the 2 weeks, which was a lot cheaper than what it's up at the moment, like we weren't getting that counted,
which is fair enough
in.
Because we're changing to a different resort than what we'd originally booked.
I think it would basically just be a new booking.
Yeah.
So we did the math and put in different ways of just staying on site on Disney for a week. We tried just going to All-Star just for a week, and we were like, we won't put in park tickets and things like that. But then that meant that we weren't getting any dining plan at all, because we even then were going to do like Port Orleans or somewhere for a week without park tickets. But that meant that you didn't get the dining plan. So you have to have the park ticket and a Disney stay
in order to qualify for the free dining plan.
So then we did that, and actually it worked out when we did it as an overall cost of making it 3 weeks that way. It wasn't much more than last year.
It was not more than last year, but it was £104 cheaper than what Disney had quoted us.
If we just amended the booking for 3 weeks.
So we've now ended up with 2 bookings.
But the bonus of that is we've got another £100 Disney dollars.
Yes.
So we've got 300
and a whole load of baggage tags. So now we basically have our original booking where we have our 2 weeks at Colorado Springs with our $200, and then we change hotels to, which one did we put?
Port Orleans French Quarter. It's the smaller one. I've actually never stayed there, so that's going to be quite nice. I've done Riverside, but I haven't done French Quarter. But it's meant to be a quieter resort because it's quite small.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that should be nice to go and have a look around.
So we got that with 14-day park tickets.
So technically, we can
4
stay
weeks
for
of park
4 weeks.
tickets.
Yay!
Because when you book it through the UK, you can't book 7 nights.
Well,
get
you
the
can, but
14
you get
because
the
it's the same
free
price
anyway.
as the 7, so they only automatically give you the 14 days. We have the dining plan for that week as well, and we have, as Fiona just mentioned, another $100 gift card for our Disney.
So that's like massively exciting. So that actually saved us really £200 cheaper because that £100.
Yeah.
So we did okay. But like we said, when we worked it all out in the end, adding on that week as a separate booking, the price that we paid this year wasn't massively different. If you say that they go up every year, which they do, it's probably about the right price.
Yeah.
So we've booked our flights as well. So we're going to fly with Virgin.
Again.
Yeah. They seem to work quite well for us. So I live in the middle of nowhere. Alistair lives in Scotland. So the first year we went, we flew from Edinburgh, which was it Heathrow or Gatwick?
I was pretty sure it was via Gatwick.
So we flew down to Gatwick and then we did Gatwick to Orlando. And the change was, it was just a long day.
It was a long day, but the only real reason we did that was the flights only cost us £50 or £100 because we used air miles that I have. The problem is British Airways changed how air miles work now, so you don't really make that big saving. It was going to work out because last year we looked at it and they either didn't have flights available with air mile bookings, or booking them, it was only giving you £100 or £200 discount, and it was still roughly the same price as flying with Virgin from Manchester.
So we're going from Manchester. We paid just under £500, I think. 400 and something.
What, each or together? Each was 300 and something. Oh,
there you go, bargain. The flights, we did it this year. The flight was brilliant. You know, it was direct to Orlando International, so then we just hop on the Magical Express and get taken to the resort. And it was just really easy, actually, from Manchester. Yeah. We stayed the night before, so then we just walked into the airport, checked in, straight through. Yeah.
So much easier.
Yeah. Rather than having to change and whatnot. That seemed to make the day a lot longer. It seemed a lot quicker this year.
It started a lot early as well, because when you fly via London, the flight from London is either 10:30 or 11 something. So to get down there from Scotland, you're on a 7 a.m. flight, so your day starts at 4 o'clock in the morning. Whereas from Manchester, the flight's 10 or 11 in the morning. So I think last year we were up a bit early, but this year we'll get up maybe 8 o'clock in the morning and just saunter into the terminal.
As well, another rookie mistake on our part was that we booked for like 3 or 4 days after we came back from whatever cruise ship we'd been on, and we were jet lagged and knackered. This year, you'll be well and truly home.
I'll be home I should have recovered from being in Singapore and Asia.
And I am in the Canary Islands, so not too far. And I think I have about a week as well. We're not going to be in Disney for my birthday. I'm very upset. But we might just carry my birthday by a week or something. I'll be like the Queen. Yeah, the Queen.
Do that yourself. I'm not involved in this.
Well, you wouldn't want to hang out with me for the day, I don't think, anyway. I'd be running around like a kid on, like, hyped up on candy. Like,
Weirdo.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how we booked Disney.
It's a really long-winded story.
Yeah. So basically that's us telling you we're going to Disney. We'll do our blogging
You're going to
again.
Disney! I'm so excited.
We'll talk a bit more about booking in a different video. But at least we'd let you know that we booked it and how we booked it.
And the mistakes that we made, so maybe you can learn from them. Or gain from them. Maybe you'll work that out as working in your favour. Because technically, if we'd have maybe done that earlier and got 200 Disney dollars rather than 100, we could have been laughing.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing, Tad, we had to book the flights ourselves because we have 2 separate bookings.
Oh, as well.
So Disney would hint because the flights on any one of the bookings because...
But we can still use the Magical Express. So even though we didn't book the flights through Disney, we just need to let them know our flights in advance and then we can jump on. It is worth noting this year when we booked to go, well, last year when we booked to go on holiday this year and we did the complete package, we did feel like it was a bit safer in some respects, especially going in January with the weather, because if for whatever reason the flights got amended or changed, which they did actually, didn't
Virgin
they?
decided to cancel the flights on the days that we booked to go from, presumably because they weren't busy. So they moved us the day before, and because everything was through Disney were the ones that told us, and they just rearranged everything. All
we didn't
do was
incur
agree
any
to the change.
expenses or anything, and we could have cancelled at that point without incurring anything if we didn't want to. But it was like by what, a day, 2 days, I think.
They sent us out a day or two early. So.
It wasn't like a big change for us. But yeah, so we have Disney booked.
Yeah.
He's actually really excited. This is his excited face.
Alright.
See you in another vlog soon.
I should not have sat like that.